Everything you need to know about attending the WQA Convention, coming up. This is the Water Quality Association podcast, promoting the betterment of water quality around the world.
It's in 1 week, Wes, so I'm a little nervous. But the convention is the 22nd through 24th of April, and it's in Long Beach, California, which is a new location for us this year. We were there quite some time ago, I think, but we've been, as you know, alternating between Las Vegas and Orlando for a few years, and so this is an opportunity to go someplace new and see some great stuff.
And welcome to the podcast from the Water Quality Association, the leading voice of the residential, commercial, and industrial water treatment community. I'm Wes Bleed. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a show. We also feature our podcasts on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/@WaterQualityAssociationVideos. In this episode, our guest is WQA's Susan Keaton. Hold on for an informative conversation about the important information attendees need to know to make the most of the convention, including how to use the all-important WQA app, what's new at this year's event, important dates and times that you'll want to keep in mind, and why you need to register before getting to Long Beach. Plus, we'll have our WQA tip. It's all coming up on the Water Quality Association podcast. We're diving into one of the biggest events of the year for water treatment professionals, the WQA Convention and Expo. And whether you're on the fence about attending or you've already signed up, we've got you covered in this podcast episode. We are joined by WQA's Susan Keaton. She is the Associate Director for Marketing and Communications for the Water Quality Association. And Susan, great to see you.
Thanks, Wes. It's great to be here.
Appreciate you joining us. Yeah, I appreciate you joining us for the convention. I appreciate you joining us for the podcast and to give us your traditional, this is the annual Know Before You Go message. Let's start with what the convention is all about. For anybody who doesn't know, where and when are we meeting?
Okay, well, it's in 1 week, Wes, so I'm a little nervous. But the convention is the 22nd through 24th of April, and it's in Long Beach, California, which is a new location for us this year. We were there quite some time ago, I think, but we've been, as you know, alternating between Las Vegas and Orlando for a few years, and so this is an opportunity to go someplace new and see some great stuff. So
that's exciting. It's exciting to be in a new place.
Yeah.
Exciting also for the California folks to take advantage of that.
Yeah, we're really excited that we have the opportunity to welcome some more people from California this year. We know they've been through a lot of rough times recently in the LA area with the wildfires, and we hope that now people can come and kind of decompress a little bit and get to know some of their colleagues in the industry again, and get to learn some new things about how to treat water quality in their area too.
Well, this really is the signature water treatment event in North America. And it's, again, once a year. This is it. This is the Super Bowl, if you will, for the water treatment, water softener, water filtration. We have friends in the bottled water industry who are with us, and it just really spans a broad spectrum. So for those people, again, just maybe new, what will be offered for those individuals?
We've got 3 full days. And so that's one thing I would tell everybody, whether you're new or you're a returning person. We are starting at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, the 22nd, and we're going all the way till last call, as we say, on Thursday, because we're having a reception to end the whole thing. So we've got 3 packed days of entertainment, of education, of, some entertainment. We have a 2-day-long expo, which is this year, it is setting new records. We've got the largest expo we've ever had. Last year was a record, but this year it's 700 square feet larger than last year. We have more than 200 exhibitors from 12 countries. They're going to be giving us all kinds of exciting new equipment, new new services, new things that people in water treatment will want to know about.
Well, you mentioned the session at the beginning on Tuesday, and that's kicking things off. But people need to be ready and in their seats at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Let's talk about that.
That's right. And I'll just say right now, if you're not registered now, you might want to think about doing that because, first of all, it'll save you money because if you wait till after Friday, you're going to have to pay extra. So just a warning. But also, it's going to save you a lot of time and aggravation and worry on Tuesday morning because we are starting at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. The registration desk opens at 7. But those of you who are pre-registered will just take your QR code from your confirmation email and you'll walk in and you'll find a nice kiosk there at the convention center and you will scan it and it will print out your badge in just a second. You can go have a cup of coffee, greet your friends, whatever, and make your way to the general session, the opening general session, which is at 8 o'clock in the morning. We've got some special things planned that I'm not going to tell you about because they're a surprise. But it's going to be fun, and you're going to want to be in your seat at 8 o'clock for that.
Right. So, again, as Susan pointed out, get registered now if you haven't, and get there on time, obviously, to get that badge printed. If you haven't registered, you'd probably be standing in line. Can we make that assumption?
Yeah, it's going to be tight because we only have an hour before the session starts. And depending on how many people come in and want to get registered and how much help they need, it might take you a while to get through there. So
registration opens at 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
If you have not yet registered. And
That's
again,
right.
you're going to pay an on-site fee, which is higher than registering ahead of time.
Right. Right.
So
save
all
yourself
good
the
reasons.
trouble now. Save yourself the trouble. Get ready.
Exactly. Yeah. And then there's a keynote session later that day, right? Tuesday?
Yes, that's Tuesday afternoon. We're having a great keynote session. We're going to hear from our president, our outgoing president, our incoming president. We're going to have a couple of award presentations, which are our highest awards are being leadership awards are being presented. Our Hall of Fame and our Lifetime Member Award winners are going to speak to us. We're going to hear from our incoming president. I won't tell you. You're going to find out who that is. And we're going to hear from our CEO, Polly Ondesser, who's going to talk to us about innovation, which is the theme of this year's convention is innovation. She's going to give us some ideas on how to create an innovation mindset. And then we're going into our great keynote session speaker, Diana Kander. She's a New York Times bestselling author. She started several companies of her own. She's an entrepreneur. She's a great person for teaching you how to launch an innovative mindset towards your work. So,
sounds great.
Yeah.
And then she's also involved in another aspect, right? Can you talk about the dealer deep dive?
The dealer deep dive, that's going to be very exciting. That's going to be Wednesday morning. So she's staying over Tuesday night, and she will be around to greet people and to talk with people afterwards. But water treatment providers who have signed up in advance, and I'll tell you about that in a second, have a seat at this special session with Diana. And she does it's a really intense session. You have to be all in if you're going to be there because you're going to be participating. You're going to be taking part in it. And she really goes deep into how you can be more innovative in your work, how you can, whatever you're facing in your company. Are you having trouble finding the right people to work for you? Are you having trouble keeping people motivated? Are you, do you have too much business to handle and you're trying to figure out how to do that? She will help you with all that stuff. And so we did take the first certain number of people who registered, and that was another reason to register early, but we're past that now. But we wanted to keep this session intimate, and so we had a limited number of seats, but we have managed to open up some more seats, and we are letting people sign up to express their interest, and we are hoping to have more seats available that morning. So see somebody at the registration desk when you come in if you haven't signed up already for that, and you'll be notified if seats open up. And you might even catch one that morning, but
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds fantastic.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Innovation is the theme, as Susan has said, and let's face it, right? In these uncertain times where everybody's wondering what's going on, uh, in a lot of respects, from the economy to water itself, innovation is essential. And so I can't imagine why this wouldn't be valuable to anybody attending. So that sounds great.
Yeah.
Anything else new? I know one of
Yeah.
our previous podcasts had to do with the hydro pitch challenge.
I was
So just
just going
again,
to
if you
mention
could
that.
touch
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, the hydro pitch is going to be our opening general session on Wednesday. Every morning, we're going to have an open general session, which is going to be an hour where we come together and we have a different topic each day. And on Wednesday, it's going to be the hydro pitch, which is, it's kind of a, think of Shark Tank or that sort of thing where you have three competitors. They've already been challengers, not competitors. And they're going to pitch their ideas for water treatment solutions for small businesses, industries, homes. And we're working on this with Water Council, and they've helped us identify the candidates that are going to be doing this. They're all going to give their pitches. They're going to be talking to a group of industry experts who are our judges. But what they're competing for is not funding, it's for mentoring and help with getting their projects to market and getting their innovations seen and heard and shared with all of us. And the great thing about that is after the hydro pitch session itself, all three challengers have space on the expo floor. So they each have a booth on the expo floor. You can find that on your app. And they will be there answering questions, talking to you about their innovations, and you can talk to them in more detail if you have any questions about their projects. And I think it's going to be really fun. It's really exciting.
Right. And again, the expo then is Wednesday and Thursday. And then the whole thing wraps up on Thursday afternoon.
We have three different, well, first of all, we're having an opening session Thursday morning, which is, it's going to feature several people talking about how we can work with state and regional associations, how we can work with other associations like the American Water Works Association, and how we can come up with solutions for people with their challenges, their local challenges. And then we're going into the expo. The expo that day is, we've got something fun planned. It's called an expo brunch. It's the regular expos going on, but during that time, we're having fun and games and food, lots of food on the show floor. And again, you can look in your app and you can see who's got the good stuff. I think there's a loaded Bloody Mary bar somewhere. I'm just mentioning that. You might want to get there early for that. Breakfast sandwiches, there's giant Jenga games, just things like that, cornhole, just to make it more fun and more interactive, and to draw more people in and to take part in that. Then after the expo closes, we have three big workshop sessions in the afternoon that are going to be really great. And then and you can read about those on your app or on the schedule online. And then when that's over, we have a second networking reception. Our reception, as you remember, Wes, is one of our more popular events at the convention. It's a chance for people to get together and unwind and kind of, make new friends and acquaintances and learn more about their competitors and their colleagues and their manufacturers and all those things. And so you'll be able to have a chance to do that, to kind of wind down, to kind of finish off the convention with sharing a drink with somebody and getting to know them better and talking about the convention. What was your favorite part? What did you learn? What are you ready to go home and do, after being part of this experience?
That sounds so great. It really does. And now let's kind of get into some of the more nitty-gritty logistical kinds of things. Mm-hmm. What do people want to make sure that they do ahead of time and know ahead of time? You've already mentioned the app.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done this, you need to download the app. Why don't you step us through that whole process?
So You can find information on the website, but also just go into Google Play or the Apple Store and look for WQA Convention and Expo. Download the app. You can only do it if you're registered, so I'll mention again that you should get registered now. And the app is bigger and better this year. Some of the same things you could do previously, like you can look at the expo floor. There's an interactive map. You can see where all the exhibitors are going to be. You can see who's going to be there. You can kind of plot your way. You can set your own schedule. You can go in there and decide what sessions ahead of time you're going to go to, because we've got 3 tracks of technical education and a track of business education all happening at the same time. So, you want to be able to figure out what you're going to do. But then also, the app gives us all kinds of interactive experiences that we're not accustomed to that are going to be really exciting. One of the things that we've told people in their Know Before You Go emails is to go ahead and download the app, try to set your schedule, get together with people at your company who are going with you and decide who's going to go to what session, so that you know where you're going.
Right.
And then also, you can see who else is going to be there. You can, there's a group chat that goes on all during the time. We've already started posting things there. So you can look on there and see, the WQA loading the truck to go to convention with all of our stuff. We've already done that. You can go on there and you can post messages. You can tell people where you are, what you're doing, that you're on your way, You can also set up meetings with anybody else who's at the convention. So if you want to go and if you want to be sure to talk to a certain exhibitor, you can do that. You can talk to them at their booth during expo hours, or you can set up a schedule to meet them anywhere that you want to. You can at the hub, which is our kind of gathering place there at the convention center, or at your hotel for breakfast, or at the coffee shop, or wherever you want to do it. You can set up meetings not only with exhibitors but with each other. So if there's somebody that you've been working with that you would like to get to know a little better, arrange to meet them for coffee one day. You can schedule meetings with anybody. And so that's really a great thing. So we're encouraging people to go ahead and download the app, and so they can go ahead and do that. They can set these meetings up, and they can have their schedule all set. They can arrange to have dinner with somebody if they want to. It's just going to be a really, really interactive experience this year.
And again, we've alluded to this, but going online, going to the website, it's wqa.org/convention.
That's correct.
And you can get all the information there. You can see the registration buttons and things like that, hotels and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Any particular information we need to know about getting from your hotel to the convention center, or anything else about that whole process?
So the hotel rooms that were in WQA's block are all within walking distance of the convention center. As a matter of fact, some of them are just like right next door, right across the street. None of them is more than just, a couple minutes walk to the convention center. So that's really convenient for everybody. So we don't have a need for shuttles this year. You don't have to worry about catching a bus or anything like we used to do in the days in Vegas where we had to, travel a distance. We don't have to do that. It's all very walkable, very convenient. There is a little cafe in the convention center, so there's a place to eat. Sometimes we didn't have places. So there's places to get coffee, there are places to meet. And then, of course, we have the hub, which is a place where people can sit.
Right.
Recharge their phones and recharge themselves. When you download the app, you will be prompted to enter a code, and they will send it to your convention email, the one that you registered with. So the first time you will get a code, you will enter the code. After that, you don't have to do anything. You're on the app. Also on the app, there's a great section where we talk about things to do in Long Beach. Places you can go for dinner, places you can go to the aquarium and get in with your badge for a discount. There's all kinds of discounts on restaurants and shopping centers nearby. So if you want to go out and do something after the convention one day, you can do that. Or if you stay a day, you can spend some time there doing those things.
Susan, this has been great. Thanks for giving us this overview about what we need to know before we go to the WQA Convention and Expo. And as we record this, obviously, it's very, very soon, just a week away. If you happen to be catching this podcast after the fact, well, we're sorry about that. But, you can look forward to the convention next year. And just keep all of what you're hearing in mind, because it's... Again, it's the signature water treatment industry event in North America, and we look forward to seeing you at the convention. So, Susan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, and I hope to see everybody in Long Beach next week.
Our WQA tip: did you know that you can find WQA members in your area by heading over to our website and typing in your zip code? It's that simple. You'll even be able to see which staff members are professionally certified. It's another great benefit of being a WQA member. Learn more about becoming a member at wqa.org/membership. Thanks for joining us for the Water Quality Association podcast, bringing you the latest news and insights from the association, our members, and outside experts, all to help you grow your business and serve your customers. Learn more about water and water filtration at our consumer website, betterwatertoday.org. And learn more about professional certification, product certification, and how you can become a member at WQA.org. Until next time, this is Wes Bleed. So long from the Water Quality Association.